Live from the hood, bitch, I always be here. Got it going up like confetti on New Year's. Know you motherfuckers thought the boy you never get back. Now it's busting like when pills dropping at the kickback.
And I just want to start off by saying America has a stain on it. America has a stain on it, and people don't want to take accountability for what people did in the past. Your boy telling the truth, and welcome back to the channel. The truth and nothing but it. And I just want to start off by saying America has a stain on it. America has a stain on it, and people don't want to take accountability for what people did in the past. Start off by saying that. Now, we all know the history that they give us in school about how the Pilgrims came over and it was Thanksgiving and slavery happened, but people don't know the true dark history of the situation. So I did a little digging myself, and I went to a place where I was born and said, I want to know about this place I was born in. And I was born in Dyersburg, Tennessee, to be exact. So I started doing a deep dive off in Dyersburg and found this 1917. It's probably one of the darkest times in Dyersburg history. And I'm not even going to lie to you. When I read it, it gave me chills. But we're going to start off the year 1917. The year had already went on. There was one guy had already got hung off in the city by the name of something Williams. I can't remember his full name, but I remember his last name. Lation Scott was a 23-year-old black male, a farmhand worker out of Dyersburg, Tennessee, that helped people on their farm. And who he actually worked for, it was a lady and a guy by the name of Inez and Earl Tidwell. Now, Earl Tidwell was gone out in town, doing typical work out in town. And Lation was back at the farm with his wife, helping his wife do work. And the story goes that Inez told Earl that when he was out working, Lation raped her. Sorry, sexually assaulted her. And at this point, Lation is already on the run because those allegations back then was death. I don't know if it was the system or the people. The people was killing people anyways. Let's just say that. So, Lation went on a run and he made it all the way to Oxford County. That's a little small county outside of Madison County, Jackson. He's on the farm working, doing a little work, farm work or whatever, minding his business. And there's a post warrant out for him. One of the workers actually see him and recognize him and apprehend him and turn him in. In the process of him turning him in, he took him to Union City. And after he took him to Union City, he was trying to hide him because he knew it was a mob looking for him. Now, this wasn't just a regular mob like 2, 3, 400 people. This was a mob of thousands. And the number to be exact was 8,000. Y'all got to hear what I'm saying. The number was 8,000 people. So at this point, the sheriff drove him all the way back to Dyersburg. He make it to Dyersburg, and the crowd meets him on the highway. The entrance coming in. As they meeting him, they're shouting, all type of crazy stuff. And then, I guess, it was like a Sunday morning. They went and had church service. They had a meeting about a court hearing that they was gonna have. And this was actually a kangaroo court. And a man named David Moss, yeah, David Moss, who was the manager of the Phoenix Cotton Oil Mill, that man right there wasn't even a judge. He was just a businessman in the local town that had power. So he played judge. David Moss played judge. The jury was just picked of 12 people. It wasn't even like people that actually was lawyers or any of that. It was just 12 men from the mob standing right there in the courthouse square. Man, seated them right there as a jury. Boss told Lation to stand up and ask, are you guilty or not guilty? At this point, I mean, in the report, Lation replies that he was guilty. In a real court, that would have been evidence. But in a room, that's what this court was for. They didn't have a court about the evidence. They had a court about what they was about to do to him. Understand that, man. Understand that, man. And the verdict found him guilty immediately. Like, they didn't even go off into liberation. They didn't talk about nothing. Just straight guilty. They was there to do what they was there to do. You feel what I'm saying? Most chilling part, man. Listen. Instead of a legal sentence, Judge Moss addressed it. The mass crowd outside to act. He asked him, like he literally asked him, "What do y'all want to do with them? Hang them or burn them?" And you know what the mob replied? Lord Jesus, do you know what the mob replied? Yeah, they replied, "Burn them." So at this point, they chained him to an axle. Yeah, right behind the location I'm showing you right now. They chained him up to an axle. This building wasn't here. So just know that. And when they did that, they started a fire. They had that fire bake up and bake up. Then they took hot irons in the fire and they started his eyes out. This is what I read, bro. I'm not even holding you up. I'll leave the link in the description. But they poked his eyes out. And then when they poked his eyes out, I read that they put a hot iron to his back. They cut off his genitals. You know what I'm saying? They did him dirty, man. That man suffered for 3.5 hours before he actually died. Right there on the square, right there across from the courthouse. Like they brought him out the courthouse and then took him right on this corner that I'm showing y'all right now. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? This building wasn't here. They built this building here. A lot of y'all down there in Dyersburg drive past this all the time and don't even know that this shit happened right here. But yeah, they did him like this right here off in this area to show people down there this is how you would get done if you step out of line. And if you down from this area, you know what area this is, man. This is straight to the east side. I'm just saying. I did some digging, man. A little more on to the story though. After all this happened and he died and stuff, he died. You know what I'm saying? You know, the NAACP came and did an investigation on it. That's how the story got out. The karma came on them like 20 years after. Well, actually, the sheriff, J.B. Rice, the person that handed him over, the person that was just let this go down, he was the sheriff of Dyersburg at the time. Yeah, J.B. Rice. I'll look this up, y'all. I ain't lying. Look it up. J.B. Rice got shot within 7 months. The spirit of him wasn't anyways. I don't know if y'all know about the Great Flood of Dyersburg, but that happened 20 years right after I left out apart. When he died and everything, all that happened, people went and grabbed body parts. You hear what I'm saying? They went and grabbed body parts and they kept these body parts amongst the family members and passed them down in jars. Stuff that preserved stuff. Yeah. Now listen. Now I understand the reason why Dyersburg is the way it is. They're afraid that, I don't know, people might find out about this type of situation. But guess what? People gonna know now. That man got done dirty. They passed his body parts out. Well, they went and grabbed body parts and they took them home and put them off in jars to preserve them and pass them down to their family members and stuff like that. But I did a deep dive off into that too and found out that a lot of these people started dying off. They wasn't able to have kids. They lost money. They lost businesses. Their name was not prevalent. Like their whole family race started dying off. Yeah, karma is real. So be careful what you out here doing to people and thinking that it won't come back on you. Now, the allegations was that he sexually assaulted this woman. But what I looked up and the spiritual thing that I found out about it is they was wrong for what they did to that man. Whether he did it or not, they was wrong how they pursued their justice to handle their business. This is the reason why I'm gonna say this and don't take it no type of way. This is the reason why people of my color look at other people that's off in position of power and have money and been living off in a certain area and have this land because that shit got passed down. And y'all been trying to, how can I say it, protect your legacy. You've been trying to protect that for years, and I understand that. I truly do. But if you knew that your family did some heinous stuff like this back in the day, and you got body parts and off in your house of some black man or a black woman, and you think it's a souvenir, you're sick. You're demonic. Just be real. I really don't know what to say to us about this story, man. This story is pretty wild. I did a lot of research. I did a lot of writing down stuff. I dissected a lot of shit. I gave y'all a story. I presented y'all the story the best as I could because on some real, I couldn't give y'all all the details. But just know, it's a dark history, and America has a stain on it. It's your boy Tone Truth, and nothing but the truth. And I'm gone.